Bungie was back this week with their This Week at Bungie update, talking about exotic armour buffs and nerfs, mod changes, as well as some new Iron Banner loot that's dropping next season, including weapons and armour. Well, today I'm going to run through all the latest news so you're right up to date as we go into the last week of Season of the Splicer. Let's check out the This Week at Bungie update from the 12th of August 2021. So Bungie say, each season gives us an exciting opportunity for pieces of the sandbox to move up and down. So activities and encounters are one of the pieces of that puzzle, and providing fresh challenges for Guardians to take on with a plethora of tools in their toolbox. Well, this week the Armour and the Expressions team has some notes on how a few of your tools are changing. Some will be slightly more limited in dominating your enemies, but still perfectly viable options to take into battle, and some are going to get a little bit hotter. So from the team they say, hello from your loyal blacksmiths working our digital forge, and over the next few seasons we're aiming to bring some exotic armour outliers back into line. Although this does mean some overperforming favourites are going to get a little off the top, it also means we're going to inject some excitement into some less popular choices. And first we're going to start off with something that's been top of the mind for many controller players since Destiny 2 was released, followed by details of our upcoming balance paths. So first of all, we've got controller sensitivity and traction. So the traction mod felt mandatory for PvP on controller and unnecessary on mouse and keyboard, and this felt to be more appropriate as an accessibility option rather than a balanced choice. So players, including us, have also long felt that the maximum 10 sensitivity wasn't enough on controller, so making some changes to bring controller input close to parity with keyboard and mouse. So we've added a sprint turn speed scaler option, allowed values between 0.3 to 0.8, removed the traction mod, added additional controller sensitivity options. So we've got 1 to 10 for sensitivity, as the same as before, and then 11 to 20 increases over that. And added ADS sensitivity modifier, allowed values 0.5 to 1.5. Well, that is really good news for controller players there. Next up, we've got super regenerating exotics. So the first set of changes coming in Season 15 have to do with the exotics that refund super energy. As a group, these exotics tend to outshine other exotic choices, especially in high difficulty endgame activity. So in some cases, they can trivialise the content or make it feel like the only reasonable option to equip your build. Most of our changes here aim to standardise how these exotics work and to place a cap on how much super uptime they can grant by themselves. To offset these changes, some of the perks were reworked to be more generous with their refund minimums, and there's also a new member of the family. So we've got Shards of Galanor, so increase the amount of super granted for hits, but total super regain is now capped at 50%. We've got Ursa Furiosa, so cap the amount of super energy you can regain once the super ends at 50%. And you've got the Skull of Dire Kara, increase the amount of super refunded per kill, but the total super gain is capped at 50%. We got the Warlock favourite Phoenix Protocol, so cap the amount of super energy you can regain once your super ends at 50%, and Storm Dancer's Brace now also refunds up to 50% of your super energy after your super ends, based on the number of kills. And finally, Geomag Stabilizers removed sprint to top off your super. So this part of the perk led to a higher uptime in PvP that was healthy, and gave Attunement of Control Warlocks an immediate renewable supply of super energy for paying mod costs like Special Finisher in PvE. Well, next up we've got retunes and reworks. So the next batch is a change focused on injecting some more power and excitement into some of their less popular choices. So there are a few exotics that missed the boat this time and need some extra special attention, like a certain pair of hunter boots, and a lot more that could benefit from a nudge. And a lot more that could benefit from a nudge or two. Well, first of all, we've got the Hunter exotics. We've got the Bombardiers. The bomb now has a secondary effect based on your subclass type. So you've got Blind for Arc, Burn for Solar, Slow for Stasis, and Suppress for Void. And note the suppression will not affect a Guardian in a super. We've got the Graviton Forfeit, so increase the bonus invisibility duration, and the melee regeneration speed now increases based on the number of enemies near you. And while you're invisible, your recovery is greatly increased, and your weapons reload more quickly. Well, then we got Lucky Pants, so added intrinsic hand cannon holster mod, replaced previous functionality with the following. So when you ready a fully loaded hand cannon that deals kinetic damage or damage matching your subclass energy type for a short time, each hit against the combatant from that hand cannon increases the damage of the next shot. Well, that could be really interesting next season. Looking forward to trying that one out. Note, no Hawkman will be able to one-shot raid bosses using these legs. Other hand cannons will get a fun edge in combat though. So what is the hand cannon holster mod? Well, it's a new kind of mod that reloads stowed weapons, and more on that below. Well, next up, we've got the Titan exotics. So we've got Precious Scars, so we'll now also create a burst of healing and bonus recovery around you whenever you kill an enemy with a weapon whose damage type matches a subclass type. So we've got Icefall Mantle, remove the slower class ability recharge scaler. And that is it for the Titans, so not much rework being done there. Well, next up we've got the Warlocks. So first of all, we've got Verity's Brow, change to trigger when you get a weapon kill that matches your subclass energy type, and increase grenade damage bonus to 20% per stack, up from 10%. Then we got the Stag, so grants damage reduction to allied guardians standing in your rifts, and 25 against combatants, 15 against players. We got Promethean Spurs, so added additional functionality here, so while standing in a rift, solo weapon kills give you class ability energy, and when your class ability energy is full, solo weapon kills consume that energy and spawn a combination of healing and empowering rift at the target's location. So keep your eyes open for other changes coming in the wake of these as well. Our goal for the next few seasons, especially following the launch of the Witch Queen, is to increase the variety of fun and powerful choices available to players in PvE and PvP alike. Well, next up we got Finders, Scavengers and Holsters. So we are also rolling out some changes to mods that affect the ammo economy. So running double ammo scavenger mods makes it too easy to have 100% uptime with special weapons in both PvP and PvE. And in PvP specifically, we believe this is an important factor in how oppressive certain special weapons feel. Reducing their effectiveness is a step towards addressing this, and we are prepared to revisit depending on how it plays out when it's out there in the wild. So we're also looking to improve Ammo Finder to make it a bit easier to earn special and heavy ammo in PvE, while introducing a new type of leg armor mod that reloads stowed weapons. So we've got Ammo Finder, now have an increased chance to spawn ammo kills on primary weapons, and further increased chance with exotic primaries. So with Scavenger, multiple copies of Scavenger mods of the same type no longer stack. And Holster, this is a new type of leg armor mod that will gradually reload stowed weapons for the matching type over time. So multiple copies of Holster mods in the same type will increase the rate of ammo is reloaded, and the following type of weapons will have Holster mods, so auto rifle, fusion rifle, grenade launcher, power, hand cannon, linear fusion rifle, machine gun, pulse rifle, scout rifle, shotgun, sidearm, submachine gun, sniper rifle, and trace rifle. So hand cannon includes Ariana's Vow. Rocket launchers, breech-loaded grenade launchers and bows will not have holster mods, as we don't want to affect any weapon that has a magazine size of 1. Next up we've got an update to Warmind Cells, so to be blunt, these are currently too powerful. This isn't a surprise. Even at their introduction we knew they were very strong. You know, that was the point. At the time these were created, they were only expected to last for about a year, so we could push the envelope on something cool and flavourful, knowing they wouldn't be around for breaking things forever with the force of Rasputin's explosive wrath. They would have a time to shine, but eventually leave room and make room for the next exciting thing. Now that they are able to remain viable in in-game content indefinitely, we feel it's necessary to bring them down to be a little bit more in line with the rest of the sandbox is capable of. If we didn't, it would cause ongoing problems for activity design and also weapon rewards. So base Warmind Cells reduce the radius of explosive and effective range of the Warmind Cells, so down from 10 to 6 meters, and reduce the damage of the explosion of the Warmind Cells previously 200 to 400, now it's 50 to 250. So a global reach, increase the mod cost of global reach to 3, and reduce the amount of radius increase down from 20 to 10 meters. With cellular suppression, reduce the duration of the suppressing effect when using cellular suppression, so from 3 seconds to 2 seconds, and we've also got Wrath of Rasputin, so reduce bonus solar damage, previously 100 to 200, now it's 25 to 100. Well, next up we got an update to Elemental Well, so 2 Elemental Well mods are getting improvements in order to make more competitive choices when compared to the other combat style mods. So Elemental Armaments now has an increased chance to spawn an Elemental Well based on the tier of the enemy defeated. And Font of Might's base duration has been increased to 10 seconds and increased the damage bonus provided from 10 to 25%. And there you have it, you know, with the abilities and armour down, we've got one sandbox topic left to cover, and that is weapons. We're going to see you next week for our final Season 15 flight check. Well, next up we got Fit for an Iron Lord. So last season, Lord Saladin brought some fresh weapons to the fold for Guardians to earn in the Iron Banner. So Reese Walker packed a punch in the Crucible, and Archon's Thunder could go on a rampage in PvE. Well, next season, 2 new weapons will make their appearance, the Forge's Pledge Pulse Rifle and the Peace Bond Sidearm, each available through vendor packages, bounties, match rewards, and the seasonal Iron Banner quest. But that is not all. It's been some time since Saladin bought a fresh set of armour to earn, and pulled from the depths of the Forgotten Seas, these pieces worn by warriors of the past are ready for battle once more. So introducing the Iron Forerunner set. Starting next season, we'll be introducing the Iron Lord's Pride intrinsic perk through the set. So wearing this piece of armour grants a small chance of enhancement prism, dropping at the end of an Iron Banner match, and each additional piece worn increases the chance, capping out at 4 pieces total. Defeat your foes with the fury of an Iron Forge, and show no mercy. Well, in just a few weeks you can begin to collect all these new rewards, and stay tuned for more announcements. Well, let me know there down in the comments what you think of the latest news from Bungie. What do you think of the exotic and the mod tuning? Plus, what do you think of that new Iron Banner loot? Well, that is it for this latest Destiny 2 news update, and as always, thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next video.